Head coaches get the spotlight. Assistants keep the program alive. Welcome to the show.
Hey, coach. Yes, you. You feeling burned out? Players not locked in? Parent drama wearing you down? Well, this is the place for you. The Coach's Code Podcast, where we help you lead with purpose, protect your peace, and build programs that last. So do me a favor, coach. Subscribe to this channel, hit that bell if you're on YouTube, and share this with another coach who's trying to do it the right way. Your journey just got a whole lot stronger. Welcome to the Coach's Code Podcast.
All right, welcome everybody. We're going to jump right in here and we're going to start off with our declaration this morning or this evening. So welcome to the show. Y'all can see myself and Coach Deans. We're already here after long days at work. School is back in. I think he got a couple more days. So, been out in the sun all day. But we here. We ready to roll. So y'all take a look here on your screen. And let's go ahead and join in. We want to declare our bound by purpose declaration statement before we get started. I am bound by purpose. I don't need to have it all figured out to be effective. I don't need to be flawless to be faithful. I don't need to be perfect to be honest. I lead others not because I've arrived, but because I've been through the fire. And I chose to grow. I will live by the coach's code. I will coach with purpose. I will optimize team dynamics. I will drive success through well-being. I will empower through modeling. I am not overwhelmed. I'm on assignment. I was built for this. I'm still becoming. And even in the becoming, I am enough. I will finish my assignment with joy. I will steward every moment in every life I touch. And when I fail, I will get back up through God's mercy. I am bound by purpose and I will lead like it. So welcome to another show. My boy, Coach Deans, how you doing today, man?
What's going on, man? Strong boy day.
Yeah, you feel like look, you got that look in your eye, man. That's that look. They don't know nothing about that look, man. Man, I tell you, it's I think for me right now, um, I've been doing this 20 years, and and typically I have my whole year scheduled out. And when I tell you, I'm literally going day to day right now. Just in a different situation, got a lot of different stuff going on. I know we both in transition in the new positions, man. What about you right now? Do you feel like you kind of your own schedule, or you feel like you're a little behind? Like how what's your mentality
I
about
don't
the
feel
year right
I don't feel like I'm behind. I just nobody knows standard right now. We at a point where we gotta what's the best way to explain it? Like, let's say last year, what is that? Last year, girl basketball wasn't included in anything. When they do the weight room times, the gym times, uh
now? Oh, okay.
the planning, the classes.
Yeah.
So I asked, yeah, I see everybody got weight room. Like when yeah, we live.
Uh,
We didn't have a time because it was never. We didn't need to include y'all.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so and then now the girls, they used to getting started in October.
Uh-huh.
Nah, man, we start today,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so that it's like, Coach Wayne bring clothes and well, like you have to make some running on them tomorrow then, because we staying. And so uh we coming in the morning like 5:36 to get our weightlifting and stuff in, and
Okay.
conditioning and stuff, So they just trying to change everybody, not just the girl, but everybody minds that girl basketball, we
Yeah.
want to be successful too,
Right.
and
Right.
include us in when y'all start making these schedules out now. Leave us a slot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay then. Well, yeah. I mean, so I'm like you. I don't feel behind. I always feel like we good. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But there's some positive things, that's going on with me transitioning over to the job, and so it's just moving me around a little bit. So I'm not, I don't have a office space and stuff yet. That's
mm,
coming. All that
mm,
stuff is being, it's being developed. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, um, so right now I'm just kind of running around and moving around a lot. Last night I was up late just planning this week, and then during this week I'll get because I like to have everything mapped out and then adjust. That's what I like to do.
Mm,
Have
mm,
it mapped out and then adjust. So, um, one of the biggest I told you last week is with having devotion every day, which requires me, to make sure that I'm studied up. You know, that take up a lot of time. It does. So it's not just basketball now. You know what I'm saying? It's making sure that that I spend some time in the Word and have something to share with the guys every day. Because remember, we gotta what we're doing is we're approaching them as if they don't know who Christ is, and we're letting them know like who Christ is and why you need him in your life. You know what I'm saying? So we're starting from that foundation, and so for me, approaching from that, it's just crazy because um, we tend to overthink or underthink our need for salvation. What Jesus did for us. Like we know, me and you, we was raised up in the church. We know we did what we did.
mm,
But then now being intentional about sharing that is making me go back, you know what I'm saying, a lot, which is a good thing. And I'm
mhm,
able to now approach them in a different way. Um, Even my coaching approach, it's like now that I have these scriptures and things as foundation and I'm talking about those things. And then when I go and now I'm talking basketball or training or working out and referring back. So like even for me now getting into this zone and this mode of preparing for devotion and not just preparing for training, workouts, and practice, it's extensive and it's only been a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? I like it. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely it's eye opening, to kind of just remind you of what we're here for. So right now everything kind of a blur, but it's not a complaint. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just a
yeah,
blur right now. I got to get into that rhythm. Get into that rhythm of things, man. So, but like I said, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what's to come. What you got coming, man. Watching it grow. I mean, you got to think about it, man. You in a situation where all you can do is go up. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's all you can do is go up, man. So
Zero,
I'm
zero seniors, man. Zero seniors.
yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
Mm,
Now for me, I have a handful of seniors, um, but I will say this, man. They got a different vibe. Sometimes we
mm,
both been in different jobs. Sometimes you walk in, the scenes be hard to grab a hold to sometimes. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. They this group a little different. I think I got some sleepers in this senior class. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Yeah, I think I got something. And then, I'm being, you know, uh, transparent about like, hey man, I only have until March for as basketball go with you. And I want to find a role, to fit you in that could benefit us and I, seeing their positive parts and what I think they bring to the table. So I'm real curious to see how this class, kind of comes together. Uh, I really think they got something to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So look, tonight, man. I think I was just last week we had another conversation, and this just kind of popped up for me, and of course I wanted to have this conversation with you. And we're talking about the power of assistant coach, and you and I have both been in that role. And I can imagine we probably did good and did bad. You know what I'm saying? So definitely got some things we can share. You know, on that, man. So I had sent you the deal. And earlier, before I jump into any questions and things like that, like what came to mind for you? When I sent you that for the topic and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about talking about, man. What came to mind at that point in time?
To be honest, man, I was like, man, I wish I had myself as an assistant coach. You know,
So define that then. Define it. Define what is that then?
well, you got assistant coach, man. Assistant coach job is to make the head coach better in every
Mm,
aspect. Man, camera bags, clipboards, uh, first aid kits, uniforms. If you got to do everything,
yeah. Yeah.
and you might as well just coach by yourself. You got to do all that, drive the bus. I mean, assistant coach can take a lot out you, or it could make you or break you if you got a strong assistant coach, man. And a lot of times, I know with Coach Ball and Russell, like he assigned everything, but when you got great assistant coaches, a lot of times stuff ain't got to be said. What's
Okay.
understood ain't got to be explained. They just up and do it.
Okay.
I mean, uh, and you work with Harmon and
Mm,
Cook, and that I
yeah.
mean them your guys, man. I know them guys because of you,
Yeah.
man. And even Coach Doug too. Throw him in there, and Coach Matt.
Yeah. You had a
Coach,
good
them,
group,
them
man.
people, them people, man. They once you like Coach Harmon and Coach Cook, they already both of them head coaches, so they
Yeah.
they um they already know what to do. But when Coach Doug, when you can Coach Matt, when you tell them what to do and what you want, Coach, you got to
Hmm.
worry about that ever again, ever
Yeah.
again,
Yeah. Yeah.
ever again. Man, doing trip ticket bus request for him, man. Coach Doug had that done for a year, for the
Bro.
whole season. He just got it done in August.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, man. When you don't have them guys, you realize, man, them guys they were monumental in the success that we had. And that's why when
Right.
I talk to them a lot of times, man, they're like, man, coach, no, it ain't no we. I mean, we did that, coach. Like that should go on your resume too.
Right.
Whatever Tank did, that's your resume
Right.
because they developed, the freshman program, JV program,
They
and help
did.
with the varsity.
They did a heck of a job, man.
Yeah. So
Heck of
so
a job, bro.
um and if we got a strong head assistant coach like that, they're not gonna stay assistant coaches long.
Yeah.
They're gonna man, and your job is to um push them to be. And I mean, every time I had a job, I was pushing. I mean, somebody called me by Cook and Harmon. They called me every year. It wasn't a year that went by that somebody didn't call me and ask me and give them a head coaching job.
Right.
And it
Right.
was crazy to me. They turned it down. They just like what we had so much that they turned down head coaching jobs every year for 5 years.
Right. Right.
That was crazy to me. I'm like, man, I know it's good, but man, you got to take over your program, man. So, uh, yeah, they were. It's but now, like I said again, I gotta reteach somebody else, two people,
Okay.
and try to find some good managers too, and
Okay.
hopefully you get by for a year.
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. It's so like right now with that taking place, um, what do you think for you that you're gonna have to be focused on with the development of your new coaches now? 'Cause like I said, you had a really good staff, man. You had a really good staff. Um, and so what is it? How do you feel like it's on you to be able to get those guys, these new guys, to understand what their roles is and what it is that you expect for them to do?
Cause I'm gonna be honest, um, and like I said, I see it a lot now. If you got a coach that been in the game a while, you ain't gonna change them.
Okay. Okay.
You ain't gonna change them. It's more like you gotta have somebody that's young, just don't have all their paperwork together, still trying to
Oh,
go to school, still trying to get certified, and those
okay.
guys will absorb the information of what you try to give them because uh, a lot of people want to be head coaches and they don't have the qualification to be a head coach, and
Uh-huh.
and they do more harm than good, right?
Absolutely. I agree.
And I tell them, if you come with me, coach, I'm not gonna hold your hand. I mean, hold you hostage in the job because, man, again, I can go get a job anywhere. So, man, I'm trying to push you and elevate you to get your job. So
Yep.
if you coming in and trying to undermine me and backstab, yo, we don't get along at all. It ain't gonna work.
At all. At
So,
all. Like,
but that's what I see a lot of them now. I talk to a lot of coaches, and a lot of them not happy with their staff, man. And I go look at the staff. How long they been there? Oh, they been there 10 years, 15 years. Well, that person don't want to support you, and that's what I had to realize as an assistant coach.
uh-huh.
It's not your program,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
or wrong. You got to do whatever asked of you,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Shh.
Take your feelings out of it. Don't even. I mean, again, if I had to go back and be a assistant coach again, man, I wouldn't even like to say think about what I would do in this situation.
Uh-huh.
You got to get. I mean, unless again, it's different people. Um, I talked to Coach Jackson. I asked him, really wanted to come on the podcast with us, man. But
Okay.
yeah, I talked to him, man, and I said the last time. Every day I talked to him to see what he wanted, and before he brought me on, I was clear about, man, define my role. He's like, Coach, man, I'm telling you, this is not normal, man. Like, dude, I want you to be you. I
Yeah.
want you to, you know what I'm saying, put your stamp, put your. I said, nah, Coach, I mean, you gonna bring me? I really can't do that because it got to be your program, and I'm gonna go back and see how I'm gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? What I add to the team, because whatever I wanted to be your voice, whatever you lead the charge, whatever you say, go then, and then I'm just gonna follow what boom, coach, pull you to the side uh after practice and coach, this is what I see, boom, and then whether you use it or not, you can take it
Yeah.
and throw it in the trash can. That's what a role assistant coach with, but not mine. I don't want my assistant coach doing that. I want my
Right.
assistant coach to treat the program like their own.
Treat it
And
like they are.
yeah, and man, challenge me. You can challenge me openly.
Yeah.
I like to mind wrestle. Hey man, why you
Yeah.
making a rotation? Why you making a defense rotation like this? Well, this is what I see. Well, tell me what you see. Why would
Uh-huh.
that be better? And then I think about it, and we can do it. And we gonna I don't care about the hurt feeling. We gonna put the rotations in, and we gonna let them roll and make the rotation. And the kid gonna decide which one the best. And we gonna film it and rotate and look at it. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
coach. Yeah, that coach. That ain't make no sense, coach. You was wrong with that one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like to do that. That make
Yeah.
me better.
So when that happens, do you mind if the conversations take place in front of the kids, or do you prefer
I
to
don't
have the
care.
conversation? Okay, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause see what I realized a long time ago. When you the head coach and the wins get in there, man, they always get it. Boy, they put the head coach. They give them the credit for. They don't never
Yeah.
say that assistant coach had a great idea, even though it
Right.
was their idea.
That is
So that don't
true.
matter to me. I'm gonna get the
Right.
credit anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
See for me, that's what I like, you know, and then I use this teaching moments.
Mm.
When me and the assistant, we're talking in practice. I don't know if you can remember, that's been, man, I can't believe it's been that long you and I worked together. God dog.
Mm.
That's been like 7 years.
Yeah,
That's been a long time. But do you
probably
remember?
more than that. Cause I was at Shreve 5. I was at Green Oaks 1 year.
Yeah.
Russell. Yeah, well, 7 years, 8 years. This 8 years, man. 8 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, if you remember, we'll have those times, because you be in class, I be in class, and so sometimes we have to talk about it around the spot. And I just ask, "Hey, coach, what you think? Like, you know, in this situation, we got this going on. Like, what do you think about this situation?" And the thing about it with the kids is the kids need to see us
Uh-huh.
communicate in that fashion, even
Uh-huh.
if we disagree. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can disagree, but then turn around still and come to a conclusion because ultimately all we're trying to do is find what fits us. And I feel like when the kids can see two adults communicating with each other, you know what I'm saying, about what we see a little differently, but coming to a conclusion, man, we just grew this team up. But if it's still two different ways, you know what I'm saying, and two different, that right there is very, very dangerous because this is what I think should happen. If there's a strong disagreement, I think the assistant coach has to be the one that kind of feels that tone, like, you know what, this is getting a little too far. Let me just go ahead and let me just roll with coach right now. Because like you said, ultimately, what needs to happen is that they need to understand that the head coach is the one that is. Hold on, coach. Okay, look, this Mark calling now. Did you invite him into the call?
What? No, I told him to hit you up. He said he's trying to get on.
You know what? I think he was trying to get on. I'm gonna answer right now.
Yeah.
Hey, coach, is that you trying to get in here? Okay, then. Okay. Yeah, we won't. Look, I'm finna go on log back in. I'm finna let you in. I'm finna let you know. I'm on live right now. Go ahead. We just talking about how important assistant coaches is, and I think right now you got probably the best stories on how good the assistant coach is. So get back in here. This is gonna be good. Yeah, come on back. I didn't know who that was. Log back in there real quick. All right. All right, there was him. I saw somebody coming in. I'm like, man, who is this? Trying to come in on the show. He gonna hit back up there. So
Yeah.
y'all, so y'all just know who's getting ready to come into the show is Coach Mark Jackson. Multiple state championship, state runner-up winner,
Player, as a player, coach,
as a
two different
player and
schools.
a coach. And he took over at Ruston High last year, and he had some personal things that took place. And Coach Deans was his assistant coach last year. And so I think this is really big and going to be really important to hear the interaction between Coach Jackson and Coach Dean. Hopefully he logs back in here in a second to take the conversation to a next level because I think it's very important that, you know, we can't assume what assistant coaches should be. I think we
Mhm.
should. I think we should have something that we can share with them on what we would like to see, and then they add their flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? Add their flavor to it, man. It's like, I think that's very important, man. And you did an excellent job last year. I felt like in helping out with a program. Like I said, it wasn't yours. The head coach wasn't there, but you kept them in the loop on everything. I talked to you a few times.
Yeah, yeah,
You asked him every day what he wanted, how
yeah.
he wanted it done. You know what I'm saying? And so what people saw, even though you were managing those games that they can come to, man, I'm sure it's probably a lot of stuff you probably would decide to do different. You know what I'm saying?
Now, and this is another thing I hate. I don't mean to interrupt you, coach, but this
Okay.
is what I hate as a assistant coach. Coach Hampton said we should do it like this. Now, this not me. This Coach Hampton said we should do it. I hate when a assistant coach say that.
Uh-huh.
That means that you really not bought in.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
just saying that because if it don't work, you trying to get yourself out of it or something now. And
Yeah.
I never said that from the kid. Hey, look, man, this is the way we doing it.
Yeah.
If you got a problem the way we doing it, you probably need to go talk. He go Jackson up. That's
Yeah.
what I say. And then he
Do
gonna
you
tell
feel
them, hey man, I'm telling Coach Dean to do this. I ain't even throw nobody on the butt. I want them to
Yeah.
call where he can tell them out his mouth, man, this is my vision.
Yes.
This ain't
Yeah.
this ain't Coach Dean's vision.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
I agree with everything. I mean, I'm just saying, but oh man, they try to broke the system, especially like now. That's one thing you gotta have the head coach. They gotta know that they support the assistant 100%.
Yeah.
If not, man, everybody try to buck the system.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody,
Yeah.
man, because they treat you like the substitute teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So head coaches, we got to do a good job of empowering. Like right
Yeah.
now, in the new situation, the two guys that I have, they've been there at the program for 6 years and established, and so All I'm doing is coming in and setting the tone, but I'm letting them know, hey, I want you to do you. I want you to do you. I'm letting
Yep.
the boys know. If they talking, I'm talking. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, um, and it's just one of those things that it's dangerous territory. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to that, man, because people are human beings and kids are kids. Just like kids who try to play mom and dad against each other. If they can play the coaches against each other, they will too. I'm telling you right now, I remember one of my jobs I had years ago, early in my career. And I'm gonna just say it the way it is. And if people know, they know. But black head coach, black assistant coach, white head coach, and I had some parents that came to me and was saying stuff like, "Yeah, coach, now we got somebody around that understand our kids." You know what I'm saying? And they can look out for our kids. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what I said. And I was a young coach, but I had enough sense to say this. I said, "Look, man, I understand what you're saying." I said, "But I work for him. That's my boss." And I said, and I might have been being a young guy. You know what I'm saying? I probably shouldn't have said it, but I said it and I got my point across. I said the world ain't black. You got to deal with everybody. Whoever your boss is, black, white, purple, orange, don't matter who it is. We got to learn how to deal with everybody. And this is the leader. I'm gonna do whatever it is he asks me to do, and I'm not gonna uphold any behavior that stabs him in the back. Never talk to them people ever again. And we had a great year. You know what I'm saying? And we had a great year. You know, man, because man, that's not my job as an assistant coach. When I worked with Coach Dorsey at Sydney area, we won a conference championship. People don't understand, we were chose to finish like sixth in the league, and we won the conference championship that year. And for the first month, I was quiet. And he would tell me, like, Coach, man, jump in, man, whatever you get a chance, you see something, say something. Man, I was quiet for almost the first month. And I told him, I said, Coach, I don't want to say nothing you don't say. I said, I want to know terminology. I want
Yeah.
to know the vision. I want to know how you see, how you plan, how you put things together. And I don't want to say things that go against that. And he's like, cool, man, but just, we ready to jump in, jump in. And when I jumped in, I jumped in. And, and I didn't get everything right. There was a couple times I said some stuff that was a little off, and it was kind of like, no, this is what coach wants. How we gonna do it? And I think the heart of an assistant coach is probably the most humble. You know what I'm saying? It's the most humble, man, because it's not that you got to be a yes man. Because I would tell my assistant, like, look, if we disagree on something heavy, kick my butt in the office. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Kick my butt in the office. We'll hash it out. But as long as we come out of there and we unite. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that, man. Hold me accountable. I don't need no yes man. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we need. People don't know. Like I said, you and I, man, we like brothers. You know what I'm saying? We had our time together. We had our disagreements and we saw stuff the way we did. But man, I think us disagreeing and talking stuff out, I think it made us respect each other more at the end of the day. I think if I just was quiet and you were just quiet and we didn't talk about the things that we talked about, I think that we probably would have went another direction with our relationship because I don't think we would have respected each other by
I don't,
coming out.
I don't know about that, man, because me, I separate myself, man. I don't, with that basketball, I don't care how hard I go in that gym, man. Once that gym door closed, I'm through it.
Okay, then.
I'm done with it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
need that basketball.
yeah.
Yeah, the hardest thing, like I say, coaching my sons, man, we go at it. We go at each other. At each
Man,
other.
I'm
And
telling you,
then
man,
after
it's good.
I ride home, because I gotta what you call wind down, man. Once I wind down, I'm not that animal no more. But
Yeah,
once I'm back in that oil wood, I had to pull myself back today, man. We were running, man. We were running them 10 ladders, man. I had to say, man, them people ain't never did nothing like this before.
yeah, yeah.
Roll really back in, man. Shoot.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that, man. What do you think in your experience now? Because you're and I know you're one of the guys, you humble enough to say, like, hey, I'm still figuring it out, I'm still learning. But ultimately, man, for you and the experiences that you've had, what do you think is a big like misconception that people have about an assistant coach's role? What do you think is a misconception or a misunderstanding when it comes down to the role of an assistant coach?
Well, a lot of people think the assistant coach supposed to be the brain, or supposed to have all the answers and all that. Assistant
Okay.
coaches, man, assistant coaches, they role get identified in the first coaches meeting, and they get usually a piece of paper that identify what he or she needed them to do, and
Okay.
they think a lot of times they think the assistant coach can go in and change and like whatever defense you want to run. Everybody know I'm a man guy.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I can have a assistant coach can help me out and show me a new zone or whatever. Now I think I'm okay with a zone 1-3-1, whatever. I play whatever zone, but just because that's a zone guy, don't mean they finna come in and change what we do. No, I got
Okay.
to the core of me. I'm a man. Now we'll shift to it throughout the game or a certain game.
Okay.
We might play it the whole game, but
Okay.
the core of me, we're gonna be playing man to man.
Okay, then. I feel you. I feel you. But do you think that that's changed over time? Because let me just have my moment. Let me just
Okay.
have my all right. So if this step on somebody's toes, it just step on their toes. It is what it is. If the shoe fit wear it kind of kill me sometimes when I see, and I promise you, man, it ain't no finger point in one direction. But I got to say this: sometimes, man, you watch this social media, man, is a beast, bro. It's a beast. You know what I'm saying? And I think you know what I'm gonna say. And you
Mhm.
see assistant coaches get on, and I think sometimes I think they talk too much sometimes, man. And it make it look like that they the one that's running the program and they're the
Mhm.
brain program and all that stuff. And coaches, we're gonna give our assistants they just do. But sometimes, man, in this era, man, it's just so much of that. Are you seeing? Do you see what I see? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and I promise you, man, I don't have one particular thing in my head, man, but it's just like I think that's a part of the misconception today. I don't think that was a misconception years ago before we got into social media and all this kind of stuff here, man. You feel me on that, man? Am I?
Yeah, I do. But
Yeah.
and I would challenge them. Cause I go back into me on social media. I like it, me for one.
I-
And they thing is, when you talk to them, cause I talk to them. Me, I go when I see them in person.
yeah, you will. You will.
Oh, I don't want to be a head coach. Man, what's stop acting like it? Stop acting like it. Stop giving all that out there, man. You ain't because if you that good, somebody would be trying to scoop you up, and and they can't scoop you up for one because you ain't certified. Get certified and qualified, and get your own team, and then you ain't got to go to social media and give all this uh what you would do and should have done and all this stuff. You go do it at any time because I'm gonna tell you now, it's so many coaching vacancies out there,
It's a lot.
and
It's
it's
a
a
lot.
reason why it's a lot because these people won't go into these situations because it's not already built up, it's not already made. I told you last time I talking to a guy, asked me, man, you went to Port Allen, da 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 da. Why do you go there? Oh, you want to go to winning places, huh? You want to go to places that already built up. You want to go to places that already got the banners, huh? I get it. It's easy to go in there after somebody already did the groundwork.
It really is. It
Yeah,
really is. I mean, and that's why I asked the question, man, about the misconception, man. I think that it's being assisted, with people misunderstanding the roles, because like you remember. Let's talk about pro. Uh, I'm gonna go back to Philadelphia Eagles, and I forgot the year. Yeah, it was the Chicago Bears in the '80s that won the championship, and they had that heavy defense with the
mhm,
refrigerator picker and all of them. And everybody loved Mike Dicker, but you know who got who Mike Dicker turned around and tell everybody why they were so great? Well, Buddy
mhm,
Ryan.
mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Buddy Ryan never said a word. You know what I'm saying about what he did. Tex Winter with Phil Jackson never
Yep,
said a word.
never,
You know what I'm saying? Like when you see these teams that win at a high level, man, it's always going to be great assistant coaches behind them.
always.
Always. You know what I'm saying? Because they say when you really smart, you have folks smarter than you.
Hmm.
But guess what else those people smart at? Knowing they role. You know what I'm saying? And understanding what they play, and then let the head coach have the opportunity to praise you, openly for what you bring to the table. So I mean, I know that ain't saying a whole lot, but it's saying a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And
And you got a lot of assistant coaches that they don't like dealing with the parent. They don't like doing the paperwork aspect of it. Only thing they like doing is drawing up plays or putting together defense to stop everybody or scouting.
right,
So if
right.
they can just deal with that and do their little part at school, couple hours a day, and they don't have to submit practice plans and do eligibility packets and the stuff like that. Nobody don't see that I've been doing eligibility packets, man, all this whole week, all last week,
Yeah,
trying to get all that paperwork and stuff together and get in compliance. Then you got to take the class. A lot of people don't like doing all that.
bro, don't like it, man. Don't want to have nothing to do with it. And I'm gonna tell you, when I was like you said, when I had Harmon and uh Cedric, when I
Yeah.
was at Airline, Marvin worked together, man, them cats was on top of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, man, I'm talking about, and it was weird because I was always used to doing it myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I came over, which I'm glad I got a chance to learn it, but man, when you have somebody that accept that role, that responsibility to take care of those things, it's like an assistant coach should be seeking out what's needed. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It ain't always waiting for coach to tell you what it is. I think a great assistant coach is always seeking, like, what do we need? What do you need me to do? How can I help? You know what I'm saying? Because even with mine right now, they are excellent. Chad and Coco who working with me, but what they know is right now, because we had the conversation, I said, hey, I'm gonna be talking a lot early because I gotta set the tone for how I want things. You see what I'm saying? And so, but the things that they can do, they do it. Hey, coach, I'm gonna do such and such. What you think? Okay, cool, thank you. Because I ain't think of it. I asked, hey, is there something that I'm missing? Oh yeah, coach, such and such and such. All right, you got it? Cool. You see what I'm saying? Because right now, on the basketball side, right now, I'm trying to set how I want things and the terminology and things I use. You know what I'm saying? And then allow them their opportunity as they understand what it is that I want. Do you think that, you know, head coaches for us, and I guess we probably already gonna agree on this, but I think I'll just say this. I think head coaches gotta take the time to tell people what they want and ask, what do you bring to the table? What are you good at? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you comfortable with? And then make it work. But at the same time, like even my guys I have now, they aspire to be head coaches. And I told them, I said,
Okay.
well, I'm going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Your responsibility and your load is going to be heavy. But you say you desire to be a head coach. So, man, we going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and that's not intimidating. Right now, man, look, I love the 10, 15 years down the line say, man, I've had 8, 9 assistant coaches turn into head coaches and have good
Mhm.
programs, have a coaching tree. You know what I'm saying? I
And,
would
and
love to do that.
and just even find out if somebody want to be a head coach or not, or just talking. Tell them to get that freshman schedule ready for you, and then play at least 15 games. Your
Okay.
job is to get that busing ready. Your job is to make sure you're there. Now I'm gonna be there. Most times, sometimes you have conflict. You might have to go out there by yourself and do that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
When they start
Now you
canceling
got
all the
that.
freshman games and finding excuse not to be there, then they ain't really. I ain't talking about. I tell you, last 5 years we done had even last year. I think we had 15 freshman games and 17 JV games.
Okay.
That's last year,
That's
right?
heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's
That's
heavy.
missing the coach,
Yeah, that's heavy.
and we still
That's
played our
heavy.
26 varsity game.
Uh-huh. That's heavy.
That's just a requirement. What we gonna do?
Hmm.
And then you have a couple coaches all the time. They always miss them freshman JV game. But you saying you want to be a coach though? How you want to be a coach? You don't want to be a coach. You want to look like a coach. You want to dress up
Yeah.
on Friday, Tuesday, Friday, district game. You
Yeah.
want to every time out. You want to look around at the crowd and go in there and hold people up and whisper in their ear and all that other stuff, man. Hey, you ain't coaching, man. What are you whispering? What are you saying? What are you saying? You
Man,
ain't
boy,
been in practice. You ain't ran no freshman JV program. What are you saying?
man, I mean, bro, it's you funny, boy, because
Yeah,
but the
that's
thing
true.
about
That's
it is
facts.
it's so crazy though, because this is the funny part for me, because this is stuff we don't care about, but you got people that's out there watching, and they really do think that's it. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Like they really think that that's it.
Show up on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, they think that's it. I'm like, man, we have practice, we have preparation, we have game planning, we have scout, we got film, we have adjustments, we have all those different things that's taking place. You know what I'm saying? And for me, man, I think we both have been fortunate enough to
Mm.
have some great assistants over the years. Like I don't have any years where I go back and say, man, this assistant was garbage, that assistant was garbage. So I've been blessed. Um, and I had one season. This is when Cook was at Keithville and Harmon had took that year off to finish up
Mm.
school. So I ran it by myself. We won district that year. You know what I'm saying? Cook was with me, to take care of stats and different things and stuff at the game. So he worked at another school. But man, I was running the whole thing, man. But over
I
the
never
years,
want to
man,
do that.
yeah, man, and I mean, and bro, you talking about was hell. That was man. But
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I had fun though. I did have fun. Like it was fun. Having it was just all on me. That year. The guys, just me and the guys, man. I had to cut some kids. That was the year. I had 12 freshmen and cut it down to 4 and just put them on the
Mm.
JV team. I mean, because them jokers, man, they ain't want to act right. Grades, all that kind of stuff, their classes, man, they ain't want to act right. I said, well, y'all make it easy on me. Let's go and cancel the freshman season. Cancel that thing out and went on to do JV, man. But, is there ever a time that you can think um, over your time um, that you can share where an assistant coach's actions directly changed the course of a season, positively or negatively? Can you think of a time where there were actions by your assistant coach that directly changed the course of a season?
Man, I'm going to just say it, man. And it wasn't my assistant coaches because last year, again, I wasn't the head coach. Last year, I think the assistant coaches, man, was huge in dividing the team and pulling us away from our goal.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
I think they was 60 to 70%.
ooh. Man,
Yeah,
I
because
got I got a text here.
how can 2 or 3 walk and agree? I mean, unless they agree, we can't walk. We ain't going out there. We ain't going the same direction.
I got a message here saying, man, those assistants that never have nothing to say in practice, but have all the answers during the game.
Never showed up to practice.
Never-
Talking about never had nothing to say.
Oh my God. Oh man. Man, look here, bro. I enjoyed being an assistant coach. I was under Mike Coleman for a year. Um, I was under, Coach Dorsey. I was under Coach Piku for a year at Southwood, and with Coach Bush, I was at Clucherville, the middle school, but I would come to practice up at Nagata Central. So I wasn't coaching games, but I would come to practice and stuff, so I could be a part. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed not having to be the one to have all the answers. You know what I'm saying? So it really was an enjoyable experience. Um, even though I do, even though I want to, be in the trenches, but man, to be able to have a direct influence on the coach, on the head coach, and on the players, like the players really do watch the assistant coaches and how they handle head coaches, man. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's easy for an assistant to kind of get misconstrued by making it look like you got all the answers when there's no pressure on you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that right there, man. That's something that you got to be real careful with as assistant coach, man. Is like I always want to, I always want to believe that sometimes maybe they don't mean any harm, but as an assistant, man, you got to be the most humble. You got to be the most humble with the biggest servant heart. When it come down to the players and to the coach, because I remember saying this to y'all. I think it was that first year it was together, because I know you had coached at NJH before you
Mhm.
came, but you just hadn't been a head coach at the high school level. And I was like, look, man, I done been an assistant. I said, y'all done been an assistant. I said, but y'all ain't been heads yet. And I said, man, when you slide over, it's just some things that you're gonna see a little differently. Because I think one of the things you told me when you went to Green Oaks was, man, this ain't nothing but 10% basketball. So it's 90% everything else. It's so much more, man, that goes into it. And it's hard to explain too. Like you really can't get people to understand what you're doing as a head coach to hold a program together. As much as we do have these conversations and try to help, man, once you get in it, man, I mean, I don't care how many years you was an assistant coach, it's not the same.
No, everything just falls on you. No, good or bad,
Everything.
everything falls on you. And but my last year at Shreve, man, I think the assistant coaches there, man, did everything. I think we did everything as a coach staff, man, and to go ahead and play for a championship, man. We just was we was cursed to have Ty show up and Brian Zapata and Sylvia Robert Sylvia, man, as our administrator, man. They killed us. Our kids deserve more, man. That's the worst. That is the worst administrative team I ever had, man. And they stabbed us in the back as much as they could, man. And you all I hear now down here, man, is all these people are the administrative advocate for kids, and people say they doing it in the best interest of the kid. That's opposite of what I had at Shreve. They they
Wow.
did they did was they hurt the kids. They almost to me almost like they hated our kids. So, but the assistant coaches they did whatever, man. They did, man. We got to the swim. I mean, they did whatever, man. So it almost feel like I feel the coaches and the kids that we didn't get past that because we did everything right, man. Got a 3 seed and we did everything right, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, yeah. It's like I said, you get a chance to go back in hindsight and see things, and you know, and yeah, and it's unfortunate because sometimes when people say they're doing stuff in the best interest of the kids, especially from an administrative standpoint, you got to think about it, they're not talking about just the athletes. They're thinking about the whole school. And one of the things that makes a school go, I don't care what anybody say. People say, we all about academics, we all about academics. When your athletes are
Mm,
your best students
yeah.
on the you have coaches that hold the athletes accountable, and when your athletes are the best students on the campus, that's what drives your academics. If you ever pay attention, if a school has a winning football program, they grow because it's the
Mm,
beginning of the season. If a football program is winning, that school grows. Next after that, it's basketball. I don't care what you get. It's just the bottom line. If your football program at the beginning of the school year is solid, and you got a solid group of guys that's a good student athletes, and all that stuff there, you see the numbers at that school grow. And I've seen schools with a football
mm,
program kind of fall off. I've seen they drop off by a few kids. And even sticking with the conversation that we're having right now, that's how important assistant coaches are in those environments to uphold that. Because that's what happens when you have winning athletics, is you see school growth. You see at the
mm,
college level. What happens when you see those big time programs in college? They bring in more revenue. I was at Texas A&M this summer. I ain't been there in like 25 years. And bro, I'm riding around there and they yet just building stuff. They ain't building that just because, oh, we're an academic school. You building that because that football program and that basketball program bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like the assistant coaches have a big part to play in the growth of your program and the growth of your school. And I think that their value is very high. And we have to do a better job um, with understanding their roles and getting them to, to see how they impact it. And I think those are conversations as head coaches we need to have with them about their importance, man. Like, we're not coaching sports, we're coaching kids. Like, how crazy does that sound? We're not coaching sports, we're coaching kids. We're helping kids to evolve into good citizens, into good adults. And when the assistant coach is the most humble one out of the group, where they can see a grown man or a grown woman submit themselves to the leadership of a head coach, whether they agree or not, you're changing the future of the children that come through your program, man. Because seeing a humble adult is very impactful, very impactful, and it's important. And that's why we had this conversation. We could talk about all those other things, but as head coaches, man, we want to empower those guys and ladies that take the time to help the seed to grow your vision as a head coach. And it's very important that assistant coaches understand it, because I don't think that I don't think that we talk about it enough to empower them to understand how powerful they are, and maybe they do. Maybe some of them do understand how influential they are. And they just decide to just use it for evil.
Well, two things I want to say. I think head coaches, assistant coaches that are friends first or foremost
Okay.
have the best chance of or the highest success. And two, you want a coach that want to be a head coach. You just don't want
No.
you just don't you want an assistant. You just don't want to sit there want to be the head coach at the school that you at.
Uh,
That's that's what you can't have. At any
yeah.
time that two or three people apply for the same job or think that they should be next for the job, ain't no way they can work together. It ain't no
You know
way.
what, man? You know what? You're absolutely right. Now, I've seen some coaching waiting situations, but like you said, that were long
Yeah,
relationships.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you are, man, you hit that right on the head. Um, now that you're going in that direction, how can assistant coaches reinforce accountability without overstepping the head coach?
What you mean reinforce accountability? Like getting on the kid or disciplining kid, holding discipline?
Yeah,
Well,
because
it should be, but that's why I always put stuff in writing. My
okay,
handbook or my we have like contracts and everything is written out. A lot of people say they don't like doing that. They like to have flexibility and all that. No, I want mine from top to bottom. This is what we gonna do. And if everybody know the expectations and everybody know the standards, it shouldn't be no problem. Once you
uh,
miss practice, Coach Meridine should be able to tell you you're not playing
uh,
tonight because this is according to the coach handbook. Coach say you
mhm.
been practicing for the game, you don't have no doctor excuse, or you don't have any obituary. Man, you ain't finna play. Ain't no question asked.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when kids miss their times or whatever, then you don't come make them times up before the next game. You still ain't play. That should be easy.
That should
And,
be
and,
that
and
should be easy.
yeah,
But so
the city coach should know the scheme. They should know the handbook. They should know your scheme. They should know everything we doing beforehand.
okay then. Okay then. So with that being said, then so what if you're not getting that stuff from the head coach? I mean,
Well,
like I said,
you shouldn't try to do no discipline. In. You should bring every situation to the head coach because ain't nothing said. Look, hey coach, you gonna have to talk to the head coach on this one. I don't really know the protocol for this situation.
right,
You need to take that
right.
over the head coach. You need to take that over the head coach.
So
That's it.
that way it keeps any issue from.
Mm-hmm.
from a little bit of boiling over, and that athlete is seeing the humility of the assistant coach, even though I might disagree, but it's like I'm letting them know, hey, this is his show, and let's I don't have the answer, so let's just see hey, coach, how you want to handle it. And so if he say, well, okay, let's move on, don't worry about it, then you got to deal with it and keep rocking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I understand. So what you're saying is right. So what's the best way for assistants to address issues or concerns with players before they become bigger problems? Like, I know, like I said, you was at Ruston last year, and you
Mm.
were, acting as head
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the absence of Coach Jackson. So you have some experience with this. What's the best way for assistants to address issues or concerns with players before they become bigger problems?
Well, we always try to have a meeting with them, and I met with them. I met with the kids by myself, and then
Okay.
Coach Jackson, big man, he was a assistant principal at Arcadia, so he big on parent contact. So I call him, and then I address the parent, or if I met with him, he gonna call the parent,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next time we all gonna have a meeting, me, him, the player, and the parent,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then after that, man, coach, he probably gonna let him go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but
That's the way you
he
do
gonna have his documentation. That's one thing about Coach. He
it.
gonna have his documentation. He gonna have
Yeah.
a meeting and everything that was said in the meeting. Man, he was a stickler on that. He had it wrote down time. Ma'am, mom, we met with your kid on December 9th at such and
Yeah.
such time, and this is what was discussed. It's the minutes of the
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
We already
Yeah.
told him that next time this happens, we're not gonna keep
Yeah.
coming in here talking about the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that part of it because I'm the same way, man. I have everything in writing, man, and so but what I do is if it depend, and a lot of stuff depend on the parents too. So if
Mm-hmm.
when you meet with the parent, if the parent supporting you, so parents supporting you, you could discipline the kids by running the old school way, conditioning and extra weight lifting, extra, we can do stuff like that. But when the
Right.
parent ain't with you, and the parent, I follow that contract we had by and I'm pretty much gonna let them release them after that.
Yeah.
All depends on
I
the
mean,
parent.
yeah, it does, man. I mean, but like I said, that communication piece here at the bottom of
Mm.
the screen, you say, as an assistant coach, I feel it's my job to make the head coach's job easy on him so he can focus on the program expectations and follow protocol. So that's good, but what does that look like though? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? What does that look like without it looking like to student athletes or to parents or administrators or anybody? What does that look like, you know, making the head coach's job easier so he can focus on program expectations and follow protocol? What does that look like for an assistant coach? You know what I'm saying? For it not to look like you stepping on anybody's toes or causing any kind of friction. What does it look like in your opinion?
You asking that question to me?
Yeah,
Oh
what is it? What do you think that looked like?
man, I don't know. Again, well, what I had was, and like I said again, I just love our relationship that we had.
Yeah.
Harmon and Cook ain't want to deal with the parents. So when we had issues that come up, man, they stayed in the gym and they ran the drills and did everything
Right.
that we had for the day. And I would
Okay.
go deal with the parents.
Okay then.
And
Okay.
I ain't mind. Man, I loved it. I got comfortable with it after a while.
Yeah.
Uh, it was easy. I had
Yeah.
everything because we had a group. I had everything in the group me app. I had everything in the text message. I had all documentation. I had all the
Yeah.
time written down what they were doing. Then I had film. So they didn't really want to. They didn't really want to talk about what their kid was doing. They just
Yeah.
want really. At some point, they want to come in and see coach. How can they get on the floor? So it's by playing
Okay.
time. And a lot of people didn't want
Okay.
them. A lot of people want me by playing time. I'm like, wait, well, you didn't have to do all that. You want to talk about playing time? This is the
Mm-hmm.
depth chart. This is where your child is on the depth chart. These are the people you got to beat out.
Yeah. But so that was, like I said, that's communication. So for you all, that part of that protocol was, Coach, we don't want to handle that.
Yeah,
You handle that, we gonna take care of this for you. You know what
mhm,
I'm saying? And y'all
yeah,
talked about it. You see what I'm saying? So y'all made that clear. so it wasn't anything misconstrued, misunderstood, or anything like that. So, um, so what if the head coach is just not a good communicator? You know what I'm saying? Because
But
that does happen. It does happen. We being transparent and honest on here. What if the head coach is not a good communicator? You know what I'm saying about those things and those expectations and protocols. What's the
well, you
best
got
thing for the approach for the assistant coach to do when they're not a good communicator?
well, then that the assistant coach got to take that role, man. He got to go in there and get his feet held to the fire. He got to go meet with them parents and document it and tell them what the coach want. And uh,
Um,
I've only heard about that, and I heard stories from him. And he had to be the one that go out and talk to them parents, man, and tell them because the head coach didn't want to deal with it.
right.
So, and I wouldn't put my assistant coaches in that situation. I
Yeah.
just wouldn't. And if I did again, I would have to have everything already documented in the
Yeah.
protocol so they can go in there and just read off the script.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them in that situation because 9 times out of 10 you got the parents too. They record you. You got to always act like and expect them to be recording the situation.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful what you're gonna say. And
Yeah. Yeah.
uh they're gonna be threatening you with the school board and the principal and all that. So I just don't want I don't want to
I
put me in
feel
that
you.
fire. Yeah, put me in that fire. I
I
love
feel
it.
you.
I
I
ain't gonna lie
feel
to
you.
you.
We getting close to closing out here, man. So a couple more things. I definitely want to make sure that we have some things that we share. Um, for those that are assistants. One of the things with this, man, when you say for assistants, who want to be head coaches someday,
Mhm. Not in
what
your
should
program, but yeah.
what should they be focusing on right now? If they want to be, and I want to hear what you say, and I'll share some stuff too. But what should they be focusing on right now as an assistant coach?
Certification. Make sure you certified.
Boom.
That's first. That's first thing. We ain't don't even talk about me about being a head coach. You ain't certified.
Yeah.
I got on your former player the other day, man. I talked to him.
Are you talking
Matter of fact, to
to
that guy, SD.
them?
And he listening though, man. He told me, Coach, about the X and O. SD,
Yeah.
what about your certification first, brother? Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
getting that straight. I got this, got it. Okay, now we talk about X and O. I ain't gonna talk
Uh,
to you if you ain't talking about getting certified and qualified.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
The next is make sure you know how to do your paperwork and eligibility, and then again having those parent meetings and documentation. Then we'll get on X's and O's and start
Okay.
talking. Cause to me that's the easy part. If you
Right.
played ball, you've been around ball. Uh, Watch those ATOs after timeouts.
Okay.
Know your foul count, man. And
Yeah.
know the rules of the game. Learn
Yeah.
all that stuff. You can be prepared, and then start learning what district it is. Start learning those coaches. Watch those games, man, and look at their tendencies. What do they
Yeah.
do after timeout?
Yeah.
What do they do when they up 2 or 3? What defense
Yeah.
they go to?
I like
What
it.
they gonna do when they get behind? Are they a zone trap team or a man trap team? You got to know that stuff because when you prepare for the team, if you don't have great assistant coaches, you're gonna be doing all the film and all the planning and all the scouting. So it's
Yeah.
hard when you don't know the tendencies of your coach.
Yeah.
Again, last year 258, man, I was comfortable in that district. I
Yeah.
had played against those teams, man. I knew they tendencies, man, and we lost the half. We was up 20 against Ash, man. Ended up losing that game to
Yeah.
Ash. I knew what he was gonna do, but so we up 20, so I had to know what we're prepared, and we had to turn around and play Watchtower, man. And I kind of knew, man, that they aggressive man team, man, and they run a lot of dribble drive, and we went to that 1-3-1 zone for the
Yeah.
whole game. It slowed
Uh-huh.
them down, disrupted.
Yeah.
After timeouts, man, we'll go and go back to man real quick, and
Yeah.
then they call another timeout. We'll go back to that 1-3-1, and
Yeah. Yeah.
just know the tendency of your team. I knew at West Monroe playing West, man. We was at Rayville, man. That they love pressure, man. That run and jump, and the whole time in practice, man, we had but a day and a half to get ready. Man, we worked on that run and jump, worked on that run and
Yeah.
jump, worked on that run and jump. And then when we saw it, man, it's like just clockwork. Boom, hit the
Right.
middle, swing.
Right.
You gotta know your opponents, man, and study. Be a student of
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
and have them ready, man. In case, okay, we up one and half court trap. Boom,
Yeah.
this is what we gonna do. We can't
Yeah.
prepare for it. I mean, you can't in practice. You can't go over everything in one day, but then you go over situations. This, like you say, concept. Boom.
Yeah.
When your man leave, what is the rule for when your man leave? That
Yeah.
way, the team try to throw it on us. Boom, we just run to the middle flow. As soon as my man leave, run to the middle flow, fill the opposite gap,
Yeah.
and boom, we ready for
Yeah. I like that. So, like I said, so you started off with certification,
it. Got to be
paperwork,
certified.
paperwork,
Uh-huh.
and no, and the truth is, we can stop right there because everything else you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to do the other things. The other things don't bother you, but certification. That's
Uh-huh.
if you desire to be a head coach.
Yep.
Paperwork, and after that you can stop because everything else you want to do that. That's you're gonna figure all that stuff out. Uniforms, inventory, logistics, planning, all that stuff that comes along with it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so
And see,
so
you
for
one of them
you,
guys. You one of them Adidas guys, man. So, me, I don't care about them uniform, man. Whatever uniform hanging in there, we'll mix and match it if we want to. I don't care. We got some predominant blue tops and blue. Man, we wearing that.
yeah, look, y'all might not see that this year, man. I'm starting. I'm
Uh,
starting. See, Evangel got his own branding. That
yeah,
the E is trademark, and
yeah.
so people have to have permission to use it. So, man, I don't know what we gonna be wearing this year.
Man,
I don't
I
know
ain't
what's
feeling
going
that.
on.
Once y'all win district and all that stuff, then you can get to tell me what kind of uniform. But other than that, we wearing that was in them boxes in there.
That was in there.
I don't care the thread falling out of it, man. Look,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
man, we can really close it out here a little bit, man. And I think one of the things, I mean, this is a great conversation, and we appreciate those of you um that's joined us, this evening. I mean, we definitely enjoy, Corey and I, and Coach Collins, his daughter playing middle school volleyball, man. So he gotta go be daddy. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go be daddy. My son had his first football practice today, so I gotta see how his schedule go fall. But before we leave, man, one of the things that we want to do is make sure we have some takeaways. And the characteristics of an assistant coach that are very important. Uh, character, character, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, value what the head coach values. Like I said, you're not going to agree 100% with everything, but this is one of the things that was told to me. Be the assistant coach that I want to have. That's called reaping and sowing. Be the assistant coach that I want to have. So if I want to be a head coach, I want to be the assistant coach that I want to have when I become a head coach. I think that's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is loyalty. Um, Conversations got to be very, very careful. You said something earlier, and I really believe in this. It's a thin line when you say stuff like, "Well, if it was me, I'd do."
oh man,
When you do that, I don't want to say that everybody that says that means harm, because I don't believe that everybody does. But in general, when you do that, you are telling the players, I don't agree with the head coach.
yep,
This is how I do it. So, hey, so you got to be very, very careful when it comes down to loyalty. You know what I'm saying? What that looks like, because you can disagree 100% who you work for. Because think about it, assistant coaches, the head coach, like just like anybody else, co-workers, supervisors, all that kind of stuff. It's the same exact way. And when the children see that you disagree, then right then you just you mess yourself up bad. You mess yourself up real bad, man. And so those are just things that for those that are operating as assistants, who want to be a head one day, just remember, man, your character, man, being loyal, be passionate about learning. That was one of the things you said earlier. Be passionate about learning. And learning is not just learning the game, but I always hear this with college coaches talk. They say, man, we want to be the best team in our conference first. You know what I'm saying? I always hear college coaches say that. And then you hear the NBA coaches say, in our division. We got to look at who you're coaching against year to year. And you want to make sure I got an edge on that. So you're an assistant coach, whether it's middle school, high school, college, wherever it is, You want to make sure that you have a passion for learning the opponents, what they bring to the table, what they like to do in certain situations. One thing, I go back to my years at Fat Paul. When Coach Harris came in with me, one thing I'll say Coach Harris did a really great job was is that he can feel the game still based on what I taught. Like it wasn't stuff that he saw that was different from what I taught. It was, hey coach, we worked on this zone right here. I think we need to try this one. Or if it's a personnel thing, it was almost none of the time that he would try something that we hadn't worked on. He had a real good feel for what we did. Say, coach, I think we need to go to this right now. We try that real quick. And like I said, we didn't agree all the time, but sometimes we're like, all right, man, let's do that. Let's go for it. And so with that, man, you got to have a passion for learning, not just what y'all do, but take the time out to find out what your opponents do so you can get a edge to your team and to your coach. You know what I'm saying? And then be the best follower. If you want the kids to follow, you got to be the best follower. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, even if you disagree, man, in front of those kids, like parents, you married, you got your husband and wife, and you got your kids. You don't want your kids seeing you and your wife or you and your husband disagreeing with everything. You're giving them kids power. So it's the same thing. And so just one of those things, man, I would definitely like to leave with our assistant coaches, man, to empower them coming into the school year, man. Man, be good on your character, be loyal, be passionate about learning, and then be the best follower. Okay, be the best follower out of the whole group, and you can find your team actually just really superseding and going further and overachieving with some things just because you have the right attitudes with the stuff. So man, this is a great conversation, bro. I always, love getting a chance to chop it up with you, man. I don't know how much longer we're gonna have. Monday Night Football coming soon. so man, we gotta see how we can do this thing. Because once we get closer to the season, man, we'll take our break as well. But I want to make sure that we have the opportunity to empower coaches. Moving on, man. The biggest thing that I want to do is for coaches is just to make sure that, man, we don't burn ourselves out, okay, with majoring in the minors. Be organized, be structured. We said in the other one, have a mentor, have somebody you can pick up the phone, have peers. I think you called me the other day. I'm sure you had a couple people you called, man. We'll chop it up about things and get mentalities and attitudes, man. Do whatever it takes for you to stay fresh as long as you can. We don't want as coaches to be always think that we gotta operate on empty. Okay? Because if you empty, that means you ain't got nothing to give. If you ain't got nothing to give, eventually you're gonna go off at some point in time. And you don't know when that's gonna be, whether it's on a parent or administrator, kid, whatever. And we all been there. So I'm definitely advocating for that, man. So Corey, man, thank you for your time, man. You yawning, I'm yawning. Man, it's about that time.
Yeah,
It's about
yeah.
that time.
Gotta get up there. Gotta be in school 5:30, baby. Man,
Yeah, man. So
gotta get it in,
So I
man.
appreciate it, man. I'm gonna take you to the backstage. I'm gonna play our last word from our sponsor, man, and I'll see you in a second, y'all.
I gotta give me something to eat, man. I haven't eaten nothing today, man. I'm going to get
All
about
right,
it.
dude, man. Well, look, you take it easy.
All
We
right, bro.
appreciate you, man. All right.
Hey, Coach. Yes, you. First, thank you for tuning in to tonight's show. Before you go, don't forget everything you need to lead well and last long is waiting for you at my website, eddiejhamilton.com/shop. Devotionals, digital workbooks, tools to build culture, and real strategies to help you navigate coaching, family, and faith. It's all there. So do me a favor, coach. Click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and share this with a coach who's ready to lead with purpose. We're in this together. Let's build something that lasts. Hopefully, I'll see you at the next show coming soon. So stay tuned. Have a great day, coach.